Hello, hello, hello. Come on in to the webinar. My name is Linda Peavy, and I am going to be your hostess for this day. And I am so excited that you are joining me because we're going to talk about, yes, how you can still get grants. Yes, the grants are available. Yes, they are for Black organizations, and I'm going to show you how. So as you come in, say hello to me. I am in Ohio, Ohio. So give that city and that state a shout out as you come in. Let me know where you are coming in from. Let me know where you are coming in from. Again, my name is Linda Peavy. I'm going to be your hostess. And yes, they call me the Grants Queen. And we're going to talk about how you can research, write, and win grants right now. Yes, even for your Black organization. Hello, Tiffany. Tiffany, I'm so happy you were able to hop on again from Oakland. Oakland is in the house. Oakland is in the house. Let me know who else is here. Let me know who else is here. Give that city and that state a shout out as you come in. As you come in, we're going to get started in just about a minute, and we're going to talk about grants and how absolutely, absolutely grants are very much still available to the tune of over $200 billion. So you're in the right place. Hello, Alexander. Alexander's coming in from New York, New York, New York, New York City is in the house. Hello, Artemis. Artemis from Washington, D.C. via Nashville, Nashville. Welcome, welcome, welcome. We're going to get started. Let me make sure that the presentation is all ready to go. All right. Let's get started because I have a lot of information to share with you. And we're going to share the screen. Let me make sure that is looking good. It is. Yes. There we go. All right. We are ready to go. Again, my name is Linda Peavy. We're going to talk about how you can research, write, and win grants. Yes, even if you are a Black-owned organization or maybe you serve diverse communities, communities of color, regardless to what you are hearing, there's grant money available. My clients are winning 5 and 6 figure grants now, right now. Right now. All right. And yes, you can do this with no experience. I'm going to show you how. But let me introduce myself. Yes, they call me the Grants Queen. I have been in this industry for 17 years and I've won almost $20 million in grants for my clients. However, about 3 years ago, I decided that I wanted to start teaching. I wanted to, instead of fishing for you, teach you how to fish. And so I created my LaPaw Writing School. I have over 3,000 students consisting of nonprofits and small businesses, and they're learning how to write grants. And I have trained over 30,000 individuals and organizations over the past several years. And I not only teach through my academy, but I teach to some small organizations, other larger organizations that you may be familiar with, such as Goldman Sachs and the Urban League, National Association of Women Business Owners, all across the country. And I am a proud alumnus of the Goldman Sachs 10,000 Small Businesses program. And my undergrad and grad degrees are from the University of Akron, Akron, Ohio. Go Zips. And yes, I do consider it to be truly my passion and my mission to teach you this information because there is so much misinformation just all out there in the grant world. I see it all the time, especially on social media. So I'm here to set a lot of records straight while I am teaching you how you can do this, even if you have no experience, even if you've written one grant, even if you've written 20 grants, right? You're going to learn a lot today. All right. Now, how did I get here? Right? Because a lot of you started from zero. That was me. I started with nothing. All right. I wasn't always called the Grants Queen. I used to be a publishing executive in Pennsylvania and I got hurt. And when I got hurt, oh, the bottom fell out. I literally laid in bed. I was bedridden for 4 months and then decided that I needed to come back home to Cleveland to be seen by the Cleveland Clinic. Of course, one of the best hospital systems in the world. And it still took me 2 years, but I went from flying all over the world in this great position to putting everything I own in a storage unit in Cleveland, Ohio, and moving in with my sister. And it took me 2 years just to heal, to get to the point where I could work again. And then when I was able to work, couldn't find a job. I was in Cleveland. Cleveland is not the publishing mecca of the United States, let me tell you. And that is when I started Lepov Consulting. That's when I started my organization. It wasn't because I had dreams of being an entrepreneur. Some of you do, which is beautiful. But I like to eat and I needed a roof over my head. So I decided if I'm not going to be hired, let me start my own. And that's when I started Lepov Consulting. And one of my first positions was to be an executive director of a nonprofit. So when I tell you I've been on both sides of the coin, I have. I own a business now, but I used to lead a nonprofit. And so, yes, there are grants for nonprofits and small businesses. We will talk about them both today. But first, let me know who is here with me. Let me know in the chat. Are you a nonprofit? Are you a small business? Or maybe you are both. So let me know in the chat. Small business, nonprofit, or both. Let me know. Let me know who is here with me. Let me know in the chat. Are you a small business or a nonprofit or both? Nonprofit, small business. Ah, both. I'm here for my church. Ah, and I'm launching an LLC. I'm glad you joined me, Tiffany, because there are grants for churches. Yes, yes, yes. Hello, Rhonda. Working with small businesses and nonprofits. Excellent. Janice is a nonprofit. You're in the right place, okay, because there are grants for both entities. All right. Now, I'm going to move that over to the side. There. Ah, not what I wanted to do. There we go. Now, I went from this person that needed help, that didn't know how to write a grant, because when I became the executive director of that nonprofit, I was told to write a grant that would save my salary right after I started the position. People, I had never seen a grant before. I had no knowledge of grants, just like many of you. Some of you have never seen a grant before. That was me. And then I was told to write a grant to save my job. Can you imagine the pressure? So that's me. That is me up in that corner needing help. But you know what? I did it with no experience. I researched, I wrote that grant, and guess what? I won that grant. And it saved my job and it saved the organization. Because there are times, and I'm gonna keep it real today, people. There are times when people who look like us are called in to do what? Save the day, sometimes save the project, sometimes save the entire organization. So if you know what I mean, give me a yes in the chat. And that's what I did. I won that grant. It saved the organization. But then grant writing became my most sought after service. Oh, I'm seeing lots of yeses. Oh, I'm seeing lots of yeses. You know what I mean, people. You know what I mean, right? Oh, some of you have been there, right? Been there, done that, right? But all of a sudden, I went from writing like $500 grants to a $500,000 grants. I went from writing just your local grants to your multi-year grants. So when I tell you you can do this, I started from nothing. I didn't know how to write grants, right? And now I've won, not just written one, almost $20 million in grants. So I'm here to tell you you can do this. I'm here to encourage you even with no experience. It's about using a proven framework, and that's what I have created. I have created a proven framework. And also, I want you all to think about what you can do with grant money. I've been in this industry a long time. I hear from you. I know that you're tired of using your own money to pay for your resources, right? You're tired of digging in that pocketbook or that purse or those pockets or your bank account to try to support your nonprofit, to try to support your small business. Why not try to get grant money? Money that's coming from a third party that you never pay back. Why not? Why not try to use somebody else's money, right, to be able to get your organization to flourish? So that's why we'll talk about what you can do with grant money. What else will we talk about? I'm going to give you the grant basis. I'm going to show you what's happening right now with grants and why, even right now, you are in a phenomenal position to get grants, even now. And then I'll show you how you prepare. What do you write in the application? How do you write it so that you're getting noticed, right? We know grants are competitive. You need to get noticed. And then I'm going to show you how to conduct that grant research. And then I'm going to give you a live demonstration with AI so that you can see how unbelievable it is. We're going to do a live AI demonstration, right? Because AI can help you write 5 times faster. It can cut 80% off of your research time. It's amazing. And you're in a no fluff zone. I don't do fluff. By the time you leave here, you're gonna leave with information that you can use to start writing and winning grants. All right. Now, where are we? Right? I hear from you. I know that there is fear in some of you, right? You're scared to write these grants. Like, what are you allowing fear to kill? Because you really cannot afford at this juncture not to try to get free money. We can't afford not to try to get free money because we as Black organizations need funding and it shouldn't always be about loans, right? I'm kind of tired of hearing about loans. I want to talk about grant money, money that you don't pay back. All right. But keep in mind, grant writing is a skill and it can be costly. Do you have the money? Because paying a grant writer, now you're talking about at least $5,000 and up. You can do this. There's nothing to be afraid of. Grant writing is not what it used to be. You're not writing some 100-page document. A lot of these grant applications now are 2 and 3 pages because foundations don't have the time to sort through 100-page documents. A lot of these applications 500 characters, 500 words. But please understand there's a process. This is about more than what you write in the application. This is what I've learned after 17 years and having won millions of dollars. It's about the process, and I've created a framework that will help you through. It's about more than what you write in the application. You'll see that as we move through. All right, I'm going to show you what this process is. But let's talk about where we are with grants because many of you, you've just stopped. You haven't even been trying to write grants. You heard that there was a cut, right, of grants at the federal level, and you said, "Oh, that's it." Nothing could be further from the truth. Yes, federal grants have been cut. But guess what? Federal grants do not equal all grants, right? And while you're sitting in a corner saying, oh my gosh, they cut all the grants, I've got clients that are winning 6-figure grants, Black organizations, like right now, because there are private grants, community foundation grants, family foundation grants, corporate grants to the tune of over $200 billion that's being given out every year that have nothing to do with the federal government. So be encouraged, people. This money is available, and I want to show you how to get it. Here's the good news. Because of the federal grant cuts, it is these corporate and private and family foundations that are stepping in to cover the gaps. And they are increasing the amount of their grants. So whereas before they were maybe only giving out 100 grants a year, now they may be giving out 150 grants a year, and they're increasing the amounts. Whereas maybe they were only giving out $5,000 grants. Now they're maybe giving out $20,000 grants, trying to cover the gaps. Because guess what? Just because the federal government cut grants didn't mean that the need evaporated, right? The need is as great as ever. Also, did you know that your state and local government, that they have grant money? Have you met with them? Have you met with your city government? They keep that money on the down low a bit, right? But it's there, especially at the state level. There's like a $50 million grant right now in the state of Ohio for small businesses. Michigan has like a $20 million initiative. These grants are available. That's why it pays to be in a community where you can get the right information and have the right framework. Now, let's talk about the elephant in the room. Let's talk about DEI. Diversity, equity, and inclusion, right? Means minorities, women, veterans, the disabled. Now, we know that the federal grants, they've cut out the DEI. They put pressure on foundations to stop giving to these communities. But guess what? These are the very communities that foundations serve. They're not going to stop giving to minorities and women and veterans and the disabled. But now they can't use the verbiage. They can't use words like black or minorities or veterans or women, right? So what are they doing? They're just shifting the language. This is exactly what I'm going to show you what to do or how to do it because they're still giving grant money to these very communities that the federal government wants to shut down because this is who they serve. And for many of you, this is who you serve. So let me show you what you do. You tweak your language. So maybe you don't say black or minority or women or veterans. Let me show you what you do because this is what they're doing. Because at the end of the day, your goal is to still get grant money, even if you have to tweak your language a bit. So, for example, let's say you have a youth development program, right? You serve black boys. That's who you serve. You don't stop serving black boys. You tweak that language. So instead of you saying our program offers youth development opportunities for black boys, you are going to say, we provide youth development for historically underserved and underrepresented boys. Or we serve boys disproportionately impacted by economic educational inequities. So you look for these buzzwords, underserved, underrepresented, right? Educational inequities, economic inequities. And that's what you look for. And so you may need to tweak your application a bit, keeping in mind that this only applies to some foundations because there are others that are still proudly serving areas of racial inequity. But a lot of them are not. A lot of them, they've had to tweak that language, but now you know what to look for. This is very important. So I need a yes in the chat if you're understanding what I want you to do, because this is how you're still going to get grant money, even if you serve these communities that are labeled quote unquote DEI. In the grant world, we call it quiet DEI because you now know how to quietly, right, get your program funded by knowing which buzzwords to look for. All right, I see some yeses, so I'm going to get that you get it. Now let's go back to the grant basics. What do you need to know overall? Grants are not paid back. Now, for those of you that have the nonprofits, make sure you have your 501c3. That's your tax exempt charitable organization designation by the IRS. Can only be provided to you by the IRS. So make sure you have it because this is the way as a nonprofit, you're going to get grants. This is a requirement. All right, there's no sidestepping it. Now, all of you look at this slide here. This is counter to what you're hearing in the media. This is the amount of grant money that's being distributed annually. $200 billion in 2024, and that number is expected to increase by the time we get the numbers for 2025. And look where the money's coming from. Foundations, corporations, to a certain extent, bequest giving, but these are your private and family and community foundations and corporate foundations. You don't see the federal government anywhere on here, right? So in addition to whatever the federal government, right, cut out, this money is still available. And organizations are getting it every single day. I know my clients are. So again, I need for you to be encouraged and know that the money is available. So you have to ask yourself, what are you going to do to place yourself in a position to get it? The first thing I need for you to do is get those documents in order. Do you have your employer or rather your employment identification number, your EIN? I always recommend that you use that instead of a social security number just for safety reasons. What about your 501(c)(3)? If you are a nonprofit, you're going to need it. It's taking about 8 weeks to get. If you haven't applied, apply. Are you a legitimate organization? Do you have your articles of incorporation? Nonprofits, do you have your list of your board members? That is a requirement. Remember, that's mandated that you have a board of directors if you are a nonprofit. Excellent, Artemis. You got your EIN, Tiffany. You've got your documents. If you're currently operating, you know you're going to need your financial statement. That's your balance sheet and your profit and loss statement. Another term for profit and loss is income. And yes, all of you need an annual budget, even if you are a startup, because at the end of the day, you need to know approximately how much money it's going to take for you to operate over the course of a year. So create your draft annual budget. You're going to need it. You're going to need it. Now, look, you can download a template from the internet. That's an easy one. Now, let's get into the actual application itself. I'm going to give you best practices because you need to know how to write, because there's no getting around you needing to know at least how to write the most basic information about your organization. And then you can always use AI to perfect it. Your mission is everything. It's more than just what you do and your aims and your goals, because your mission can get you grant money because you need to align your mission with the mission of the foundation that's giving you money or that you're trying to get money from. 87% of grants are rejected because people are sending the grant applications to completely the wrong foundation, right? So if you have a restaurant, you have a bakery, you make cakes, right? You're trying to thrive with this bakery. Why are you sending grant application to the foundation that's only giving grants to people who create motorcycles and who produce motorcycles? Why are you doing it? Why? Did you see that they were giving out like $100,000 or $1 million? Too oftentimes we chase the money. You can't chase the money. There has to be an alignment between where the foundation is giving and what you're providing in terms of your service or your program or your product. So if you don't have a mission statement, that's homework 101. And yes, as a small business, as well as a nonprofit, you need your mission statement. It's going to help you get your grant money. Now, this section here, this is how foundations are giving grants. It's all about impact. This is so important, people. You have to be able to talk about what is the difference that you are making in the people that you serve. Doesn't matter if you have a small business or a nonprofit. Let's say you have a restaurant. You can't just say, okay, I opened up this restaurant. I've been here for 2 years. That's not good enough. That's not going to get you a grant. What's happening? How did you affect the community? Did you hire people from the community? Right? Anytime you give somebody a job, you're changing their lives. Do you have maybe a senior citizens day where you're helping seniors in the community because they can get a discounted meal at your restaurant? What is the impact? And do you have an after school tutoring program? It's not enough for you to say I serve 150 students, not enough. What is happening with those students? Can you say that they've improved their test scores by what percentage? Have they been able to gain confidence because they take your after school program? That's measurable change. Get into the transformation that your organization is providing, because numbers alone aren't necessarily good enough. This is how foundations are giving money. And let's say you haven't even started, right? Maybe you haven't even started. You're new. You may be asking, Linda, how do I show impact? I'm brand new. In your application, you talk about what you expect your transformation will be? What do you expect it will be? And that's okay. You can say, once I start my after school program, I expect to serve 150 students, and I expect that once they complete my program, they will improve their reading proficiency by 10%. You can say that in the application if it's new. I'm going to take a sip. All right. So whether you are opening or you've already opened, talk about impact. And you have a decision to make. Are you asking for operating dollars or program project grant dollars? One or the other per foundation. You know, we love to get operating grants. When you get an operating grant, you get to decide where to put the money. You can put the money towards your IT, towards your salaries, towards your lease, right? Only about 32% of foundations give this general operating support. Typically, grants have to go to maybe a program or a project or a service, which is fine. But whatever you do, please apply to multiple foundations. This is not a one and done industry. It just isn't. I it kills me when I hear about the organization that won $1 million. And then after a year, the $1 million is gone and the organization goes belly up because they didn't apply to any other grants. Once they got that $1 million, they were all happy and then the money was gone. The program is gone. Please place your questions in either the webinar chat or the Q&A because I'm going to get to all of them at the end. So this is not the time for you to be shy. Ask those questions in the webinar chat. No, please do. Please, please, please ask your questions in the webinar chat. You're doing exactly what you should be doing. Artemis, so all of you, don't be shy. Drop those questions. I'm going to get to them all, but don't wait until the end. As I move through the presentation, drop your questions as I'm talking. Absolutely. All right. Now, please, please, please always be applying for grants. You can't stop. Why? Why do you think you can't stop? Because grants are not guaranteed. People don't let anybody tell you they can guarantee you grant money. That's how you get scammed. And I've heard horror stories about people being scammed. Oh my goodness. Facebook, I think, is the biggest culprit. I see information on there all the time. Oh, give me a certain amount of money. I can guarantee you grant money. There's no such thing as guaranteed grant money. No. No, 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 no. Me and my colleagues, this is baffling to us. And I've been in this industry again, 17 years, and they've been in it sometimes longer, and we just can't figure out where this came from. This idea of you give somebody a few pennies and they guarantee you grant money. No, that's how people get scammed. So just be careful. That again, this is why it is so important to be in a community where you can get correct information. All right. Now, I said my clients were getting grant money right now. This is Hezbollah. She has a program called Sisters Against Domestic Violence. She won a $10,000 grant in the midst of all of this grant craziness, people thinking there are no grants, right? And she said she has a program that is geared towards survivors of domestic violence. And she's like, all praises to the Most High. Linda Peavy's course really works, y'all, because I have a couple of grant writing courses and she's a student. She takes one, right? $10,000 grant. Now, next, community partners. You need them. Don't go this alone. Don't try to do this alone. It doesn't work. Foundations expect you to be able to collaborate with other organizations in your community, whether it's the Urban League or HBCUs or Greek organizations, 100 Black Men of America. Let me show you how this works. A young lady has an ex-offender program. That means when people are released from the criminal justice system, she wants to make sure that they are successful members of the community once they go back into their neighborhoods. She doesn't want them to go back to jail, right? I want you to tell me in the chat who you think she should be meeting with, Who should be her partners? Now, think about this. She has to interview the people in jail before they are released to make sure they qualify for her program. But who should she be meeting with to make sure that when these ex-offenders are back in their communities, that they become successful members of society? Let's think about this. I want you to tell me who you think she should be meeting with. Now, once the ex-offender is back into the community, you want them to have a job, right? Shouldn't she be meeting with maybe workforce development agencies to make sure that the ex-offenders can get training to get a job to make sure they don't go back to jail? You don't want them to be homeless, do you? Should she be meeting with organizations that provide maybe transitional housing? Those would be phenomenal partners. I want you to tell me in the chat, what are others? What are some of the other partners that she should be meeting with? What are some of the other partners? Who else should she be meeting with? We're going to talk about how you get the funding list. I'm going to show you exactly where you go to get the funding list. Tiffany, California Corrections, absolutely the Department of Corrections. The local county district attorney, absolutely. Local city council, you know why? Because oftentimes they know where programs are. Black men's organizations, right? They need mentors. You want them to have mentors, right? And then your economic partnerships, that's right, Tiffany's on it. You want them to get job training. You don't want them to have to commit a crime to get money. This is what I want all of you to do. This is your homework. I want you to name 5 organizations that you are going to partner with in your community because, again, this is about more than what you just write in the application. Foundations want to see that you are collaborating with organizations that can help you. So that's your homework. Name 5. Now we're on to the budget. Where are you going to spend the grant money? You need to create a grant budget that will let the foundation know exactly how you're going to be spending their money. And whatever you do, I need for you to itemize those expenses. Let's say you need a grant for an executive director to lead your organization. You can't just say in the application, I need grant money for an ED. No. Is it going to be like a contracted position? Maybe it's you. Maybe you're going to pay yourself a stipend. How many hours are you committed to working? How much money are you going to pay yourself per hour? How many hours per week? How many weeks out of the year? Be specific. And then in the budget narrative, which by the way, AI can write for you beautifully, you are describing how the grant money that you're seeking connects back to your mission and the mission of the foundation. So, whatever money you're asking for, make sure you are able to showcase how it uplifts your mission and the mission of the foundation. All right. Now, a lot of this is about mindset because people start off by thinking, like, I don't have time to do this, Linda. I don't have time to write these grants. Remember what I told you at the beginning that some of these applications are literally like 2, 3, 4 pages. And AI has given you your time back. Literally, you can cut 80% off the research time. You're going to see it in a moment, live. But I have a question for you, for all of you, and I would like an answer in the chat. All right? For those of you, especially that are thinking, oh, Linda, I don't think I have time for this. Do you have time to get free money? Do you have time to get free money? How many of you have time to get free money? Let me see in the chat. Do you have time to get free money? Does anybody have time to get free money? I see definitely. I see yes. I see absolutely. So it sounds like you've got time to get some free money, right? 100% yes, says Alexander. So if you've got time to get free money, I need you to spend just a little time on the process to get the free money, which means you're going to create some relationships. Now, if you don't take anything else away from this webinar, this is it. This is the number one funding move that almost nobody makes. And it is often the deciding factor as to whether or not you're going to get a grant. After training over 30,000 organizations, I've noticed one undeniable pattern. Organizations that meet with foundations win more grants, they just do. So you've got to meet with the foundation. Do you know that they want to meet with you? It's part of their job. So don't be afraid of this. Don't be scared of this. This is my biggest grant meeting secret. Meet with a foundation. Get that grant meeting going so that you can showcase what you do, show off what you do, talk about your impact. They want to meet with you because in that meeting, guess what? They oftentimes will give you insight into the grant that's not even on their website. So you want to set up this meeting. And how do you do it? Remember, I said it wasn't about the fluff. I'm going to show you how you do it. You send the foundation an email. In the email, you are introducing your organization. You're aligning what you do with where they give money. What you're not going to do is ask for money in the email. You don't do that. We don't do that because that will get you an instant rejection letter. You don't ask for money in the email. You ask for a meeting in the email. And then in the meeting, you ask for the money. All right. All right. Now, someone was asking me before, where do you get a list of organizations that will fund your particular service or project or program? This is it. You do grant research. Now, I'm going to show you how you can also use AI to do grant research, but I like to use everything, AI and these search portals, because these portals are uniquely set up to do one thing and one thing only, and that is get you a grant list. The Foundation Directory Online, if you are a nonprofit, that is the leading source on organizations that will fund your type of program. It's $50 a month, but guess what? If you go to your library, they will give you free access. Free access to the Foundation Directory Online. Grants.gov, you know that's the site for federal grants. There's a church here, right? The Lilly Foundation is the largest funder of religious organizations. Last month, no, 2 months ago, it's been 2 months, they had a Black church grant. Really one of the only organizations I know of any that literally offers a grant specifically. You must be a Black church. Grantwatch.com, they're $20 a week or $200 for the year. If you're on a budget, spend $20 a week and get you a list of grants from GrantWatch. GrantStation.com is $200 for the whole year. You get a year's worth of opportunity to search and find grants. UrbanAwarenessUSA.org, I love them. They're Black owned. Sign up. Tell them Linda Peavy sent you. They have a weekly grant list. Plus, they have free training, completely free. Now, if you are a creator, let's say you are an artist or a poet or a writer, or maybe you're a musician, you're in the theater, right? Grants for Creators is a phenomenal site. $97 for the whole year. You can search for grants. The largest grant catalog is the grant portal. It's $197 for the whole year. And then if you can afford it, Instrumental, they're $200 a month. But let me just say, you don't have to spend that kind of money to search for grants. You don't. But larger organizations do. So this is where you go and you find your grants. Now, when you go into any one of these portals, right, you're going to put in information like who you are, who you serve, information about your organization. Where are you located? Where do you serve? Are you a nonprofit? Are you a small business? You input that information into the portals of these organizations and push a button. They will give you a list of grants, right? Remember the free one, the Foundation Directory Online is free at your local library. If you want to sit at home and research, $50 a month. But most of these do have a price to them. Now, I just want to show you grants are available right now. I'm going to break this down into small businesses and nonprofits and both. And I won't go through all of these, but U.S. Chamber of Commerce, they have a list, a buy black list of grants that are geared towards black organizations. There's another list of black grants in that particular portal. These are all free sites, all free sites. Amber Grants for Women, they give away $30,000 every single month. And guess what? In December, one of their categories is fashion and interior designs. If you are a fashion designer, apply for their $10,000 grant. The Ford Foundation, they give money to organizations that are creating films about the Black experience. Nonprofit grants, the Lilly Foundation, that's for churches and HBCUs. If you are a nonprofit, I'm going to give you a piece of advice that might get some of you grants in the next few weeks. Google local community foundations near me. Most of you have a local community foundation near you. That will get you information on who you need to meet right there. All across the country, in most communities, there's a local community foundation. They're set up to do one thing, and that is give out grants. Just Google that. Amarillo, they're they're really geared towards small organizations, and that brings up another point because some of you might be thinking, "Oh, Linda, I'm too small for this. I'm teeny tiny." It doesn't matter. Are you making a difference? Are you serving a community? That's all Amarillo does is give grants to super small organizations. Or you might be thinking, "Oh, Linda, I don't have some huge organization. I don't have a paid staff. I don't even pay myself." That's okay because all volunteer nonprofits get grants too. And last, the banks. Oh, you're sleeping on banks. Do you know that banks are some of the largest providers of grant money in the country? Grant money, not loans, grant money. Bank of America, Wells Fargo, TD Banks, Truist, Citizens, they all have grants for small businesses and others for nonprofits. But yes, I'm not talking about loans, I'm talking about grants. Then the NAACP, they have a list of grants too. Let's get into AI, artificial intelligence. It's here, it's not coming, it's here. Nothing to be afraid of. It will transform your grant world. Make sure you're looking into the chat because I'm dropping some important information in the chat. I'm giving you links to the banks. ChatGPT is great, but use it as a tool, not a replacement, because at the end of the day, you need to understand how to write about your organization. Doesn't have to be perfect writing. That's what AI is for. But you need to learn how to write about your target and your need statement and your impact in your organization and how you serve, right? So I have ChatGPT 5.0. That's the paid version. It's $20 a month, but you don't have to use the paid version for it to work. It's completely free. There's so many ways it can help you. It will find funders for you. Remember I said 87% of grants are rejected because you sent your application to an organization that's not even the right fit for you. This is how AI can help you so that you can stop chasing every open grant. That's the problem. Give AI information about your organization, your mission statement, who you serve, how you serve. Put that into AI and ask it to get you a list of grants. Or maybe you've been ignoring funder language. These are for people that keep getting rejection letters, right? Maybe the grant was for nonprofits and you're a small business and you applied. So, of course, you got a rejection letter. Or misreading the eligibility, right? Maybe you had to be in business a year and you're just starting up, but you applied anyway because you didn't read. You didn't read the instructions. Let AI read the instructions for you. You can literally upload the grant application or the link to the grant application into AI and ask AI to read it and then give it your information and ask it, is this a good fit for me? In seconds. And the research, oh my goodness. So if you have that after school program, you want to be able to showcase to the foundation that your after school program is needed. To do that research, it would take you hours, right? You're sitting there just searching, trying to get data, trying to get information to show that yes, there's a problem that you're trying to solve. You got 10 tabs open. How many of you have 10 tabs open right now? Right? Trying to do this research. Hours. Let AI do this. Let AI do this in seconds. In seconds, right? So let's see how it works. I'm going to go into my AI right now. We're going to do this live. I'm going to take this example here. This Detroit Learning Lift is a nonprofit that provides a free after-school tutoring program in reading and math for underserved Detroit students in grades 3 through 5. The program services 150 children a year from low-income households. Over 82% of their students improve at least one proficiency level, and 67% of their third graders meet or exceed Michigan's reading benchmark after completing the program. So their mission is to close early learning gaps and ensure every child has the foundation to thrive academically. So that's just a little brief, short paragraph, right? This is pretty simple. I'm going to feed this into AI. I'm going to ask it to give me a list of foundations, right, that I should be seeking that will match my mission. So we're going to do this right now. I'm going to stop sharing. I'm going to open up my chat GPT. And so this is the prompt. So the prompt is how you talk to AI. You have to ask it questions, right? So here's a very simple prompt that I gave it. I need to find funders and foundations that offer grants. So I am going to let me share so that you can see exactly where I am. This is the prompt. Real simple. I need to find funders and foundations that offer grants to support my organization. My organization is what I just read, Detroit Learning Lift, the after school program. I just wrote this out real simple into ChatGPT. I want a list of funders and foundations. I'm going to press the enter and let's see what happens. Let's see what happens. So when you use AI, you have an option. It's going to be thinking. It's going to be pulling data from millions of different sites to give you the best answer. But maybe you want an answer like right now instead of 20 seconds, and maybe you want an answer in 5 seconds. You can always click answer now and it will stop what it's doing and give you an answer now. But let's see. Let's see how long this takes, right? It's going through the motion, it's researching all of these various, 26 seconds. 26 seconds. And it's giving me foundations, the Skillman Foundation, the Community Foundation for Southeast Michigan. These are local foundations. W.D. Rogers Foundation. That's the Literacy Foundation. A. Van Islander Foundation, right? The Carls Foundation. So first I see it's pulling up local foundations. The Ralph C. Wilson Foundation. You see how quickly it gave me a list of grants. The DTE Energy Foundation, General Motors, Corporate Giving, McGregor, because not only is it giving you a list of funders, it's telling you why there's a fit. It's giving you like little notes. It's even telling you how to angle your ask when you get into that meeting. This is amazing, right? Super quick. And you can keep going. You can say, give me 5 more, give me 10 more. But you see 20, what was that, 26 seconds? Now, let's do part two because you want that foundation to know that your organization is needed, that Detroit needs after school programs. So you can literally, this is another prompt, you can say, I am writing a grant. I need stats and data to showcase that my after school program is needed in Detroit. I want to use it to show impact and need. Very simple. I'm writing a grant. I need stats and data to showcase that my after school program is needed in Detroit, right? Because keep in mind, these grants are competitive. You want that foundation to know that your program is critical to the success of students in Detroit. I want to use it to show impact and need. Pretty simple. Let's click. Let's see what it's going to do. It's thinking. Let's see how many seconds it takes to come up with an answer. It's thinking. It's going through all of this data, but it's taking, I don't even think it's going to take a minute. It's probably going to take seconds. You can see like all of the websites that it's going through, right? I mean, this is AI is amazing, but I want you to see how literally it's taking hours and hours off the time it would take you to do all of this research, right? 34 seconds. 34 seconds. Here's what it came up with. Community need in Detroit, poverty and early disadvantage. According to recent census data, 51% of children in Detroit live below the federal poverty line, right? It's giving you all this other information. One-third of Detroit residents live in poverty. Look at the reading and math achievement gaps that it came up with. 38% of third graders statewide were proficient in the English language arts, only 38%. 6 in 10 Michigan third graders are not reading on the grade level. It took, what, 30 seconds to come up with this, right? Under 13% of Detroit Public School third graders scored proficient or above 13%. How long would it have taken you to come up with this data? I want to know in the chat. It took AI 34 seconds. How long, I'm going to stop sharing. How long would it have taken you to come up with this data? Tiffany says too long, right? Not 34 seconds. This is part of what you can do with AI. All right. Let's go back. I'm going to share my screen again. And we're going to keep it moving. Let's see if I can. Yep. All right. Hopefully you can see my screen. So this is what you can do with AI. You can find funders. You can cut your research time. You see how it created that need document? You can use it to create your budget. It will connect the money to the mission for you. And let's say your grant application wants 500 words and you're verbose. So you write 750 words, right? You can stick it in the AI and say, AI, I need this down to 500 words. It will do it in seconds. Seconds. So I want you to be able to turn that next foundation meeting or that next application into a successful grant. So you have the opportunity to work with me. Because I want you to think about a couple of things. If you hire a grant writer, great, but be ready to, come up off of at least $5,000 to work with a grant writer. And if you don't have a framework, you're going to be spending hours per grant. If you don't have a strategy, you're going to be getting those constant rejections. You're going to be spending a lot of time and effort to come up with a lot of no's, right? And then you have to start all over again with each grant application. Nobody wants to do that. That's why I implore you, think about joining a community so that you can get the information you need and you're stop losing time. Because once you get into a community, you'll be able to get your questions answered, right? You can get counsel on what grants you should be pursuing. You can get information on how you find the personnel contacts at those foundations. Oh, we are very good at that. Being able to get writing tips, getting the latest grant updates in our private Facebook community. We are consistently including grants, but you need to be focused and accountable. Because again, the nonprofits and the small businesses that work with me, they're getting Six-figure grants, five-figure grants. Yes, they're Black organizations, and yes, they serve a Black community. So we have two different options. One is do it yourself, but it's not do it yourself and be by yourself. It's do it yourself with support because we're not going to stop supporting you no matter what option you use. So to do it yourself, I have a grant writing course. This is my original grant writing course. This is how I mapped out me winning over $18 million in grants. This will teach you how to write about your organization because you can always put your writing into AI later, but you've got to learn how to write about your organization in the best way possible to showcase your impact and who you are. And that's what this course will do is soup to nuts. You'll learn how to write every part of the grant application. We'll show you how to use those grant portals. There are over 30 videos. Every lesson has a built-in discussion starter that comes back to me because I'm going to serve as your grant coach, right? Because sometimes you don't know how much money you should be asking for. Come into the Facebook group and ask. We have an answer for you. Because a lot of the community foundations, they will not tell you the amount of the grant. They will ask you what you need, but you really can't go in there saying, oh, I need $1 million. You're not going to get it. But you need to be thoughtful about what you're asking them. And that's where we will help you. So you get 12 modules, your 35 lessons, you get videos, you get real examples so that you see what a winning grant looks like. And yes, you have tasks and planners. In the 17 years that I've been in this industry, I've been asked to literally produce and create and write grant applications, to create and build them, and to write the questions that go on grant applications. And I've taken a lot of those questions to build this course. So this is like answering a great grant application, but now you have help because we give you a private Facebook group. It has over 2,000 students, and it is all about collaboration. They help each other. And every month you get an hour of free group coaching. And the next one is Monday. So next Monday, I will be offering my it's free for anyone that buys the courses, live grant group coaching. You come in and you ask me questions. And with this course, you get a list of over 600 organizations. I've had my course audited 3 times now. It's valued at $5,000 easily, easily. It's normally $497. I keep it low. I keep it 90% off just so that it can be affordable. I know you need help, right? I know you need help. So I keep it affordable. But you came to the webinar, so in the next 3 days, you'll get it for $297. That's a savings of $200. But yes, it's just for the next 3 days. Or we do have a payment plan, 2 payments for $175. Keep in mind, you get the course, the Facebook group, the coaching. Write everything off, people. It's tax deductible, and you even get a certificate of completion when you're done. This is my original grant writing course, the one that started it all. This is what students are using to win 5 and 6 figure grants. $297. That's it. That's not a month. That's one price. Because again, I do believe it is my mission to help you. And so I keep my resources low. I keep them priced low. But you saw what AI can do. It has taken me 2 years to create this brand new AI powered grant accelerator. This is my new AI course. 2 years in the making. I developed a custom GPT that will serve as your grant coach. You can ask it anything about your organization, anything about grants. It is an AI grant writing course. When I say you cut 80% off your writing time, you will. You will write 5 times faster. And this is a full course. This is the only course on the market that is a full course that gets you this kind of information for anywhere near this price. The only other courses that come close are given by, I think there's 2 or 3 different universities that have AI courses. Let me tell you, they are nowhere near $147. The regular price is $497. It's on sale now for $147 for the next few days. This is like my end of the year sale. So you're going to save $350. But if you wait, you will be paying $497, but it's $147, people. And you get modules, lessons. I have 10 demo videos where I am literally showing you how to use AI in your grant application. That's included in this course. It's $147. The links to these courses are placed in the chat if you're wanting to buy them. And then for the first time, literally by demand only, our students have been asking this for years, and now we're doing it. We have a done for you service. So if you don't want to write anything, you do not want to write this grant template, we will write it for you. We're going to write a grant template for you that is reusable, that you're going to use to apply for grant after grant after grant. We're going to write your mission and vision, organizational history, target population, statement of need, program project description, goals and outcomes, evaluation plan, partnerships, budget and sustainability, and impact summary based on the information that you give to us. And we're going to give you an executive summary. That's really your anchor document because when you are first meeting with organizations, give them your executive summary. We're going to write that for you. And yes, it does include a strategy call directly with me. That's how we start. And then we're going to deliver to you a completely customized grant template for your organization. You're getting easily $10,000 worth of feedback, input, and materials. And it's $997. And guess what? Guess what the bonus is? The bonus is that we are throwing in the AI powered grants accelerator because I just don't like to leave people. Like, even though we're going to give you your template, we're going to write it for you. I'm because I'm feeling generous. I'm going to give you the AI powered grants accelerator so that after you have your grant template, after you have your executive summary, after you meet with me, you're still going to have a course that you can use with no expiration date to move forward. But we are writing this for you, custom to your organization. $997 or two payments of $597. Again, easily worth $10,000. I want you to think about the time that this is going to save you because a lot of you don't want to even look at a grant application because you're so fearful of the writing. We're going to write the grant template for you. That peace of mind for some of you is worth a lot more than $997. The link is in the chat. So the link is in the chat to these three programs. I want you to hear some of the testimonials. This was what, last week, Melinda? $5,000. She has a youth mentoring program. She said, I wanted to share that I wrote and won $5,000. Linda Peavy, I love your courses and learning by applying your methodology. Last week, Life Renewed, Miss Linda Peavy, this is from your grant program. They won $7,000. My first grant approval. Most of the people that come to my courses, they have never written a grant before. And they're winning $5,000, $7,000 and then some, right? And some of them are not winning a small amount. Nicola, $250,000. She's not a professional grant writer. And she only asked for $50,000. And she won $250,000 because her grant application was tight. And she submitted it asking for 50,000. And they looked at it and they said, oh my gosh, we want you to replicate this program in our other locations. We want to give you 250,000. That was just for 6 months. And by the way, for those of you who are thinking that for-profits can't get grant money, she's a for-profit. Senior Care Agency, Whitney, $200,000 won. She's a doula organization, right? Because when you search for grants, make sure you are searching locally and nationally. And that's what she did. She started local, Southern Power Fund. Do you know that your utility companies have foundations? How many of you knew that? If you have a major utility company in your city, more than likely they have a foundation. Have you met with them? She got $40,000 from hers. And then she went national and got 50,000 from the National Birth Equity. Always go local first. It's easier to get local grant money. I'm going to say it again. It's easier to get local grant money. Start local and then also apply nationally, but do both. It's not one or the other. Do both. Kimberly won $84,000 a few months ago, a 4-page application. She's a student. She said, Linda, this was the easiest application I've ever written. She's a student. She knew exactly what to write. It was 4 pages. She said it was, I couldn't believe it was 4 pages. $84,000. These are real people in the Facebook group. The Facebook group is everything. And you get access to the Facebook group once you buy one of the courses or even the Done For You. You'll come into the Facebook group. It is phenomenal. Now, one last thing, I want to invite you to a special training tomorrow. If you've been ignored by your foundations, if you've been rejected, if you're getting rejection letter after rejection letter, I'm doing a special training tomorrow called Stop Getting Ghosted by Grant Funders. Fix the top 3 reasons you are being ignored and rejected. Tomorrow at 7 o'clock. I hope to see all of you there. The link to register is in the chat and it's totally free. All right? All right. So I have a question for you. Where do you want to be in 3 months? I'm looking for some answers in the chat. Do you want to be frustrated or funded in 3 months? In 3 months, do you want to be frustrated or funded? Where do you want to be in 3 months? Because you can keep doing the same things that you've been doing, right? You can keep doing exactly what you've been doing. Where is it going to get you? That's why Artemis funded to get a better start. Stacy funded. Frustrated or funded? Shonda funded. Do not enter January the same way you left December. Please don't. Please don't. And know and understand that grants are available. Tiffany says funded. Alexander says funded. Yes, Tracy says funded. All right, we're done. It's Q&A time. It is Q&A time. Before you go anywhere, I need you to do one thing for me. Actually, I want you to do it for you, not for me. Do this for you. I want all of you right now, stop what you're doing, into the webinar chat. I want you to write, because I believe in manifestation. I want you to write into the chat, I am ready to get grant money. We don't have time to procrastinate anymore. We don't have time to procrastinate anymore. Into the chat, everybody, I'm ready to get grant money. Do you know that we're about to go into January? Do you know that January is the best time of the year to seek grants? Why? Because there's more grant money, because many of these grants are what? First come, first serve. Please be ready January 1. That's what I'm talking about. Stacy, I'm ready to get grant money. Shonda, I'm ready to get grant money. Tracy, Alexander, Janice, I'm ready to get grant money. Artemis, yes. Tiffany, say this for you, not for me. Say this for you. That's right. Claim it, Janice, fully funded in Jesus' name. Absolutely. Manifestation. Manifestation. It's not about me. This is about you. This is about you. Tiffany, I'm ready to get grant money. All right, where are your questions? I don't see any in the Q&A, so I'm going to go over to the webinar chat because I know I saw some at the top. Give me a moment. I'm going to scroll down slowly and get to your questions. Let's see. Those of you who are looking to start that nonprofit, the first thing you need to do is get your board of directors. All right, let's see. Let's see. I have provided workshops before for nonprofits. I need an annual budget for my LLC. Yes, you do. Think about where you are needing to expend money. What do you need? Do you need an assistant? Do you need supplies? Do you need curriculum? Like what are the resources that you need for your LLC? Because that will help you to decide how much grant money you should be asking for. Is it easier to get an operating grant or a project grant? Here's the thing. Only 32% of foundations even give general operating grants. So it's not a matter of whether it's easy or not. It's just that there are far fewer operating grants because only 30% of foundations provide them, but they're wonderful to get because you get to decide where to put the money. Your lease, IT, salaries, right? Your marketing budgets, but there further in between, far and few in between. How can I get the lists of funding organizations from a nonprofit? So I gave you where you go. I have a little list here. You'll get everybody will get the replay. So I have a list here, but I also give you where you need to go to get them. And remember, the foundation directory online is free at your local library. And the young lady, one of the testimonials that you saw, that's where she went to find her grant. She went to the library. Didn't cost her anything. And you go to the library, you say, I need access to the foundation directory online. And that's where she found grants. $7,000. $7,000 grant. All right, let's see. It's not too late. It's not too late to ask your questions. All right, someone someone said we're taking me 4 hours to get that research. I believe it. Somebody else said a year. It gave it to you in what, 30 seconds? AI is incredible, people. It is incredible. Is that just for one workshop? All right, so let me explain this. You're getting a course. So the grant writing for non-writers is an online digital course. There's no expiration date. That is your course. You will have access to it forever. It is online, it is self-paced. You go and you work online, you work through the modules. It is an online course, you'll have it forever. It's $297. The AI course is an online digital course. It's on sale for only $147. You have it forever, no expiration date. You go at your own pace. What's beautiful is that I give you demo videos in the AI course so that I literally show you how to use AI to speed up your research and everything else that you're doing. But those are online digital courses that you'll have forever. Come into the Facebook group. You'll have access to the Facebook group. Come into the Facebook group for all of your questions 24/7. Over 2,000 students are in that group, and everybody helps everybody else. Now, once a month, I give you a live group coaching session. That's coming up Monday at 7 o'clock. You don't want to miss that, where you get to ask me questions live. All right. I wanted to make sure everybody knew that. How many hours is the course? That depends on how much time you have. So, in the main course where I teach you how to write, that's the longer of the two courses. It depends on how much time you have. Some people blaze through that course in a few days. Some people it takes a week. Other people it takes a month. It depends on how much time you have to get through it, right? Because there are, you're going to get in the main course, you have, there's 12 modules and there's 35 lessons. That's the main course, 12 modules and 35 lessons. So how long it takes you to get through 35 lessons. So every lesson you're going to have work to do. You're going to have a task for every lesson, but it's fun because you're literally writing about your organization. You're answering questions about your organization. And at the end of that course, you have a grant template, right? At the end of my major course for 297, you have that grant template. You're going to use that template to start applying for grants. Unless you want us to do it for you. And that's the done for you service where we're going to create the grant template for you. Plus you get the AI course for 997. But the main course, 297, it really depends on how much time you have. And you get a schedule that will give you some idea. Let's say you have 2 hours a week versus 3 hours a week. It'll tell you how long it will take you to get through it. But you can go at your own pace. All right. The done for you is we're going to write your grant template for you with the done for you. All right. All right. Other questions. Let's see. Let me just scroll down. The links are in the chat. All of the links are in the chat. All of the links are in the chat. All right, let's see. All right, all right. So let me know if there are any other questions, and if not, I'm going to wrap it up. Now, what I am going to do special for you, once you get into the Facebook group, I'm going to ask you for information about your organization, whether you are nonprofit or for profit. I'm going to ask you, for example, where are you located? What is your program? Answer those questions because I'm going to give you some links to grants based on your organization. I'm going to do that for you because once you buy any of these three programs, you're going to get in, you're going to be allowed into the Facebook group. And once you get into the Facebook group, answer the questions that I have for you. And I'm literally going to give you a few links to grants just for you, just because I want you to get off to a good start. If I dedicate 2 days, can I finish the entire course? Only if you're ready to answer the questions. If you have the information ready, you can do it in 2 days. Absolutely, you can do it in 2 days, but it needs to be a dedicated, like full 2 days, a full 2 days, right? Where that's all you're doing is this course. If you can do that, if you have your information ready, you're ready to answer my questions, like what is your need statement? What is your impact statement? Who is your target population? You're ready, you can do it in 2 days. Yes, yes, you can. And then the beauty of it, you can take your grant template if you want like better answers, then buy the AI course and then place your questions in the AI to get even better answers, right? Because you see what it can do in seconds, right? In mere seconds, you see what it's able to do. But yes, if you got 2 days set aside, oh, you will be way ahead of the game, way ahead of the game, right? But yes, you can do it. You can do it. All right. Any other questions? You've got 3 days to get the discounts, just so you know, because the regular grant writing course is $497. You're only getting it for $297. That's $200. The AI course is $497. You're only getting it for $147 because this is my newest course. I'm introducing it. It's phenomenal. $147 for the AI course. AI is here. Use it to make your life better. Use it to shave so much time off of you seeking and winning grants. And then if you want us to do it for you, you want us to create your grant template for you and your executive summary, plus you get the AI course, we can do that as well. Is there a list so that I can see the difference in the classes to help me decide which is best for me? Absolutely. Absolutely. So glad you asked. I'm going to do this right now. I'm going to do this live. Let's see. Grant. All right. I'm going to show you. This is the full grant writing course. They're very different. The full grant writing course will teach you how to write about your organization. I'm going to share the screen. Here are the sessions. So this is the full grant writing course. It's $497. You can get it for $297 or two payments of $175. Here's the course curriculum here. We're going to start with about grants, techniques. You can literally go, just click the link. You'll have access to all of this. Module 2, techniques for great writing. I even give you a writing lesson. How do you tell a story? This is so important. I teach you how to tell a story, right? Using your organization. Module 4, this is what you should be doing before you even think about submitting a grant application. I teach you how to do funder research. These are the questions that you need to know before you apply. I give you funding categories, getting ready for the grant submissions, and I even give you 2 free lessons that you can preview. right? The letter of inquiry. I didn't even talk about that. Sometimes it's not a grant application. Sometimes it's an LOI, which is usually a 2 to 3 page document. I literally have examples of grants, including examples of the LOI in the main course before the grant application. This is module 5. I'm teaching you how to write a full grant application, your history, leadership, organization, summary and abstract, right? Track record. How do you create your target population? How do you demonstrate your proven results? Module 6, the project. How do you talk about the need statement? How do you describe your program, your project staff, what it should look like, your community partners? How do you get them? How do you write about your outcomes and your impact? Right? Then the budget, there's a total module on how do you create your budget? And then sustainability. So once the grant money is gone, how do you remain relevant? Right? And then what do you do with appendices? Then I give you all these grant examples, right? And then I talk about ways in which you can meet with the foundations. That's all a part of your non-writing elements. And then as a bonus, you get the 600 organizations and you get a list of examples, grant examples that won money. So this is the main course here. It's only $297. It's normally $497. All right. Now, let me show you the AI course. This is the AI powered grants accelerator. It's only $147. All right. Let me get into this. So these are the 8 modules that you get. Here's the syllabus. Module 1, welcome and setup. So I really talk to you about AI, about how you train ChatGPT so that it doesn't sound robotic. Here's module 2. This is your grant writing game plan, right? What AI can do, what it can't do. How do you find grants with AI, right? How can you structure a grant proposal using AI? And then how do you ask AI once you have written information about your organization? I will show you how you put it into AI so that it can rewrite it for you. But AI can't just make up information about your organization. You've got to be able to feed it. And that's what that original grant course is about. So this is the AI, also DEI, right? I literally trained it to show you how to reframe your language if you are supporting communities that are a part of DEI. And then editing. Again, let's say the grant application calls for 500 words. You write 750. I show you how you can input that information into AI and ask it to get it down to 500 words from your 750. And then all throughout here, oh, great partnerships. I talk a lot about partnerships. It will help you to determine how to find partnerships. It will actually recommend partners for you. Then you've got the conclusion, the bonus vault, and I have 10 different demos. Everywhere you see demo, is a video that I created. So I'm literally showing you how to use AI to edit your proposal. Everywhere you see demo, using AI to write your budget, using AI to create a first draft, right? Everywhere you see demo, that's a demo video. How to use AI to create your impact statements. So hopefully that gives you an idea of the difference between these two. I'm going to stop sharing and see if there are any other questions. Let's see. But you can go into those links and see the same modules, right? So even if you want to go in and investigate a little bit later, you've got 3 days, you can go back in and you've got 3 days to look at those modules. Let me just know if there are any other questions and I'm going to wrap it up. I don't see any other. So keep in mind, look for an email over the course of the next 3 days. You're going to get the replay and then you will get the links to buy one of the 2 courses or the done for you. Some people buy both courses, just so you know. That's up to you because with the price that I have right now, you can literally get both courses for less than the price of one regular course. So you can actually get two courses and spend less than you would when it goes back to the regular price. So it's at a really, really good deal now, but just for the next couple of days. You have 3 days. All right. I don't see any other questions. So make sure you put my email list on your safe senders list. This is very important because I don't want the emails going to your spam folder. So make sure you put my email address. Melissa, if you could drop that into the webinar chat, hello@grantwritingfornonwriters.com. Please put that into your email contact list so that you're getting the replay and you're getting these links that you're going to get for the next 3 days because I really don't want you to miss out on this deal. I want to be able to work with you because I want you to be ready in January to get grants. All right. I believe that is it. I want to thank you all for hopping on. Thank you so much. And keep in mind, people, don't give up. Whatever you do, you've got to keep going. There are people waiting on you and waiting on this small business that you have or the nonprofit that you have, right? You do not want to give up. Thank you so much, Stacy. Thank you, Tiffany. Do not give up, regardless of what you're seeing on TV, right? Many of you, this is your calling. This is what you're supposed to be doing. But I know you need help to do it. But please don't try to do it on your own. I don't want you to get frustrated and give up. You can't give up. There are too many people that need what it is that you are providing to the world. So thank you so much for hopping on. Make sure you share this information, share the links with another Black organization that you know, another woman-led organization. Don't keep this information to yourself. I have other webinars coming up. Let them know about them. Melissa, if you could drop the email, I'm sorry, drop the link to register for upcoming webinars. Hopefully, I will see you all tomorrow, though. I want you to be on that ghosted webinar so that that's really for people who are, you're being ignored, you're being rejected. You send in applications, you keep getting rejected. But to register for my next free webinars, I'm going to put that link in the chat. Please give that to your friends so that they can hop on and get this information as well. So thank you so much, everybody, for coming on. Have a blessed and a safe holiday season, and be safe. God bless you. God bless the work that you do. And hopefully, I will see you over the course of the next 3 days in the Facebook group. For those of you that are buying, you'll look out for 3 emails, the email with your username and password so that you can get into your course immediately, the email with the link to the Facebook group. I want to see you in the Facebook group, and then a welcome email. So thank you so much. God bless you. And just keep moving forward. Keep moving forward. And again, think about where you want to be in 3 months. All right. Linda Peavy, God bless you. Thank you so much. Bye-bye.